CEO from Indianapolis. Mama worked in Georgia because of the racist capitalist. Forced to the east, I'm dressing with the bacon bits. Syrup sandwich Monday, sloppy Joe Tuesday. Wednesday, another hamburger helper dish. I can't wait for Friday so I can get some fried.
Hey, shout out to Tim Black TV, YouTube channel that does a great job. Make sure you go out and subscribe to Tim Black TV. On his show, he had Dr. Cornel Wests, and Tim Black TV brought up Dr. Umar Johnsons to Dr. Cornel Wests, and this is what Dr. Cornel Wests had to say about Umar's comments.
You just said it about Dr. Garvey, Marcus Garvey, and I know Dr. Umar voiced this question, and I reached out to him because I wanted to get him to expand. I saw a video, piece of content Dr. Umar put out, and he said that his concerns was that multiculturalism. It is that if you run and you're talking multiculturally about bringing different people together, your concerns are not just for black folks, but others, that somehow dilutes or hurts black folks. What would you say to Dr. Umar if he was here today in regards to that sentiment?
Well, one, of course, I'd want to, acknowledge my dear brother's love for black people as he expresses it. Of course, I'm going to have a whole lot of disagreements with the brother in terms of what some of the implications of what he thinks loving black people is all about. But I do like the fact that he gives black people a priority. Why? Because so often we are an afterthought. He's absolutely right about that. I'm not a multiculturalist in terms of thinking everybody got equal status. No, my mama's black, my daddy's black, my family's black, and so forth, you see. But it's not just tribal. But see, this is where it's very important to keep in mind. It's not just tribal. You see, it's moral and spiritual in terms of he or she who has earned their status as freedom fighters for black people. And all of the great black freedom fighters have always been freedom fighters who started on the chocolate side of town but embraced other oppressed people. Caribbean and Africa and Latin America, in the U.S. empire and so forth. So that if, for example, he would argue, well, we have nothing to do with vanilla brothers and sisters. Well, no. You got John Brown, you got Lydia Maria Child, you got Zelphia Horton and so forth. Vanilla brothers and sisters who earned their way into the black freedom struggle. The same way Bill Evans on the piano at Miles Davis's quartet, who was a white brother,
yes,
earned his way to be in the band. Or the way Greg, who played the drums for Sly and the Family Stone, he earned his way in the band. He ain't just no white add-on, but on the other hand, he ain't no ordinary white brother either. So that in that sense, the black freedom struggle always gives a priority to black suffering and black people. Why? Because that's the lens through which we view the world, but we don't stop there. We embrace the struggles of oppressed people all around the world. And so in that sense, I would just ask the brother to keep me accountable. That's a beautiful thing. Keep me accountable. You think I'm forgetting about black folk? Let me know.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Cornel Wests with his response to Dr. Umar Johnson, because we live in a country that's full of different races, cultures, ethnicities, genders, religions. And as the president of a country that's full of all these different kinds of people, he has to find ways to work with them to get elected, and then to move his policies along, he's going to have to get along and figure out ways to build bridges with all these different kinds of people. So if he wants to help black people, he going to have to work with some other people. Right? Isn't that how it works? He's the president of the United States is not a dictator. All right, so he's not going to be able to just force his way every time to get policies put into place. Of course, he has executive orders that can bypass Congress. But if he wants to get other bills turned into laws, he's going to have to work with other people that are not black. That is a fact. To get elected, he's going to need more than just black people voting. And once he's elected, if he wants his policies to be implemented, he's going to work with people other than black people. So he's exactly correct. And I think it's big of Dr. Cornel Wests to also state that he should be held accountable. If he says he's going to do something, then the community needs to hold him responsible for the things he says he's going to do. And if he doesn't, his feet needs to be held to the fire. He needs to be pulled to the carpet and talked to and scolded for being a hypocrite if he is being hypocritical. So I think that's a great response from Dr. Cornel Wests, and I think we should hold him and other politicians and presidents and governors and mayors and council people and police accountable for what they say they're going to do, for what they do not do, and for the things they do wrong, just like any adult. So this is heavy, and that's my thoughts on that.